or anachronisms of Marx's writings, or even to make his theory relevant by applying it to contemporary issues. These interventions have their place, but they are not the focus here. Rather, my aim in this book is to return to the writings of Marx himself and to read them again, as if they were absolutely contemporary. The outcome is neither an update of an old Marx nor a new application, but a different Marx altogether. More specifically, this book reads Marx as a philosopher of movement and motion, inspired by his earliest dissertation writings. From this unique perspective, I argue that Marx was not a historical determinist, reductionist materialist, anthropocentric humanist, or structuralist, and he did not hold a labor theory of value. These bold claims strike at the heart of well-trod interpretations of Marx and motivate my rereading of him as a process philosopher of motion and a new materialist avant la lettre. The aim of this introduction is to contextualize this intervention and introduce the theses, methods, and consequences of this project. I wrote this book on the 200th anniversary of Marx's birth, but I would like to begin by diagnosing the cause of his apparent death, for it is only in his death that he can be born again. It is only in the movement of the decline of Marxism that a swerve to a 21st century Marx is possible. The decline of Marxism. Prior to the 2008 financial crisis, Marxism as a political ideology had been in decline since the 1970s. There are many reasons for this. However, 3 reasons stand out as major criticisms upon which Marxism declined, but now makes its return. These well-established criticisms come not only from outside, but also from within Marxism itself. Historical determinism. The first axis of criticism is that Marxism subscribes to a deterministic theory of history. Various Marxisms endorsed a theory of human history that was not only entirely deterministic, but also headed toward a pre-given end. Communism, the destiny of humanity. This idea did not work out. We do not need to go back too far in recent history to see that World War II, the unplanned political revolutions of 1968, the threat of global nuclear war, global climate change, and other events do not fit at all into any clear historical pattern of development or liberation. If anything, the opposite is the case. Today, our future seems bleaker than ever. There is even less evidence that anything like the lockstep necessity of communism, whatever that might look like, is on the immediate horizon. As in all great developmental historical narratives, which not coincidentally tend to be told from the perspective of their present historical achievement, the future happens. The rise of Soviet socialism came to an end. The predictions of socialist historical determinism did not come to pass, and the ironclad laws of economic necessity, the falling rate of profit, and other factors failed to hold. The supposedly universal laws of historical development and capitalism changed. Furthermore, the creation of a socialist state, party, and vanguard did not result by historical necessity in revolution or communism. At worst, these entities led to new forms of militarism, patriarchy, imperialism, and authoritarianism. This is not to say the opposite, that such political forms necessarily lead to their worst outcomes, only that the forms of the party and state did not dictate in any deterministic way the results that followed. Reductionism. The second axis of criticism of Marxism is that